Hi everybody, good morning. Wasn't it fantastic yesterday? Really enjoyed Julia Watt's demonstrations and all her techniques and everything. That was really good. So you can get those on catch up on YouTube and on Facebook. And today we are going to do lots more demonstrations for you. So I'm going to do some this morning, and then at 2 o'clock we have got Lorna Angwin, which is brilliant. So thank you all very much for supporting us so far, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. So if you haven't seen any of the shows at all and this is your first one, we are launching exclusively here on YouTube and Facebook our Christmas launch. So we have some beautiful products for you. We have stamps and rice papers, and as you can see, our gnomes over here. So we have Gnorine and we have Gnevel, and so you can buy these. They come in Medite, flat packed, all ready for you to paint up and put together. They are just adorable. How tall are they, Alfie?
380mm or 15 inches.
Excellent. So thank you very much for that. So let me just bring her forward a little bit so that you can see her. Isn't she just adorable?
Bit of light.
There we go. Bit of light on the situation. So I've actually painted her in matte colours. So I've used Townhouse Teal, I've used Marshmallow, Daffodil on her braids, and Marshmallow again on her hat there. So this is more of a folky feel to Gnorine. And then we have Gnevel. So this is a folky sort of look on it. So on the bottom we've got the snow, which is the Slap-it-on Sparkles, and I've used the olive waistcoat here, and then red hot chili. Oh no, Postbox red, beg your pardon. And then let me just hold that steady for you. Can you see that texture there? So I've put some texture on here using our lovely True Grit, thank you. And then we have his little eyes in there, and on here we have some of our flitter glue and gilding flakes. So that is our gold. It's that gorgeous, and we've got another bit there on the end there. So this is a bit more folky as well. And then yesterday I did a demonstration of this Gnevel. Isn't he adorable? So I used the copper underneath. What was the copper one called, Alfie? The metallic copper.
Miss Moneypenny? No, no.
Oh, it was rose gold. Actually, I beg your pardon, I used rose gold on him.
Okay.
In fact, he's just behind. Could you carefully just get him? He's just behind.
Oh yeah.
So this is the one that I'd already done. Isn't he adorable? And look at the glitter on there.
It's stuck to the base, but I might.
That's alright. Let me just take that off. There we go. So this is the one that I actually did yesterday, now that he's actually all dry. So I've put some of the Slap-it-on Sparkles. So this is that lovely blue one. And then I used, excuse me, rose gold, Kingfisher on his hands and mitts and shoes, and the polka dots, using the polka dot stencil here. And then his beard, look at that beard, that's gorgeous, isn't it? So that was stenciled on with the silver Slap-it-on Sparkles and this new stencil as well. And then we have the same Slap-it-on Sparkles here with the blue base, and I used rose gold again here and Kingfisher on his hat. And just around the edges I actually used Merlin just to give it a little bit more shading as well. Isn't he just adorable? And they're a really nice big size, as you can see.
I need to mention some of the deals we've got on.
The deals. So the gnomes that we have here, let me sit down so you can see me. The gnomes that we have here, so you get 2 and they're $15.99, but we have a deal on so that if you have the gnomes and the 3 stencils, which are this one that I showed you, the polka dots, And also we have the snowflakes, which is this one here. That comes to a total of, is that £20, Alfie?
Yeah.
So that's £20, so you're saving on those. So that's 2 of the gnomes. You get Noreen,
Gnoreen.
and Gnevel, and the 3 stencils, and there's £20. Okay, so those are the stencils and the gnomes. So next we have our rice papers. So we've got lots of lovely new rice papers. These have been going really, really well. I think we have actually sold out of a few of them, but we will try and get them back in stock for you as soon as possible. So I think this was the one that was just so popular. This is actually a glass dish that I've used here, and we have got those on pre-order now because we did sell out. So these are on pre-order, aren't they, Alfie?
Yes,
Glass
they are.
dishes.
Yeah, there are some on the website at the moment.
Yeah, excellent. So you can still get hold of these. They're on pre-order. So it'll just take a couple of days to come back into stock. And all I've done is just put the rice paper on the back using our Slap It On ceramic and glass, which is this one here. So really, really easy to do. You can watch that on catch up from yesterday's YouTube and Facebook. That was really, really popular. So we also, I've done a little, this is a bean can. So I've just washed it out. I've put some white gesso on the outside, and then again I've used one of the rice papers on there, but this time I've used matte medium. So let me just get the matte medium for you. So there you go. So we've used the Slap It On matte for that one, and then I've just put a candle in there, which is really pretty. So that's the Slap It On matte, and then I also did some onto fabric as well. So this is just a scrap of fabric I had, and this is one of the rice papers, but this one, with it being fabric, I use the Slap It On fabric. Okay, and yes, you can wash it afterwards. It just needs to be hand washed. Again, really, really easy. So you can see the techniques for all of those on our YouTube channel, which is called Indigo Blue Tube. Indigo Blue Tube. Okay, and then this is the big one. So we did, I did a demonstration of this yesterday. So this is our new stamps, which are just adorable, and thank you all very much, because obviously people are really, really enjoying them and have ordered them. Sorry about the light flickering. That's just.
Excuse me.
You've got to show people your t-shirt when you come back. So we have some new stamps, which again people have found really, really fantastic. So really appreciate you getting these. So I'll come close to the camera. We've got Poinsettia Collage, which again is one of my sort of traditional indigo blue style collages. There we go. I love doing these, and I haven't done them for ages, so I had a bit of a flurry doing different collages. So this is Poinsettia. Oh, there, yeah. Nice, turn around.
Right, that's enough of me.
Actually, whilst you're here, could you tell us what the deals are on the stamps, please?
So the stamps obviously usually are £11.99, and they are if you buy them singly, but we have got a bundle price, which I've just put in the chat, of £30 for all 3. And obviously, as usual, they come, the red rubber, they come mounted and cut out for you, and a bit cleaner than that. But yeah, so ready to use.
Okay, so as you can see, this is Ho Ho Ho, and he is an adorable Santa, and we have the lovely parcels at the bottom. I really like this, the speech bubble with Happy Christmas in it. Sorry, Merry Christmas. And then we've got Happy Christmas from all of us and Ho Ho Ho. as well. And then these are the ones that I drew maybe a couple of years ago, and decided it was time that they had a bit of an outing. So this is Tall Santa, and we have a lovely sort of cartoony style Santa and his little assistant gnome here. Then we have Sending You Love This Christmas. Great background stamp as well, and of course some fairy lights. Can't do it without fairy lights. So those are Tall Santa. So individually they're £11.99, but as Alfie said, he's doing a special deal with these. So these are £30 for all three. So those are our stamps as well. And I'm just going to come through. Now I did show these yesterday, but I just think they need to be shown so much more. These are some of the beautiful samples that our design team have made, and I'm so grateful for all of the work that they do. These are all by Leslie Blaymeyer. And do you know what? I love the way everybody does something completely different. They have a different take on all the same stamps using just different colours and different techniques, and they're just really beautiful. And what's nice for me as well, I can see how their style develops and how their work just sings. It's just wonderful to see their personality come through their work, which is lovely.
Bev says, granddaughter watching says she needs it all. She's 5.
That's so sweet. I don't know whether they heard you there, because you were quite good. Isn't that lovely? We all need granddaughters like that, don't we? Oh, and I love this tag. I really do. So I used this as a background stamp as well yesterday. I think it's brilliant how she's done ho 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 in the background, and just done a beautiful tag. That would have to be for a very, very special person. And then we're going to go on to Carolyn Lakin's work. So we have a beautiful Clean and Simple. Sorry, there we go. Isn't that beautiful? I'm attempting a Clean and Simple today for my next demo. So I can't believe I'm actually attempting it. It may not turn out clean and simple. It might end up with fingerprints all over it, but I am going to have a go. Aren't these just lovely? I really like this one. This is just so simple. It's just those parcels, and it just looks amazing. Really, really beautiful. I love the white space. Well done. And then we have a lovely sparkle on there using the Luscious and using the Slap It On Sparkles in the background. And then we have one using our Vivid sprays. So this is beautiful blue Vivid spray on there. And then I really like this as well. Look, just black card, white embossing powder on here. So this is our White Cliffs of Dover. Super fine, so it really shows up all the detail. And then you've got the gold on the background as well, which is our super fine as well. I just think it looks great. And look at this one as well. Really simple idea, absolutely lovely. Just the fairy lights. And then this bulb here is actually from Shine Bright. Oh no, we also have a collector's edition with that on as well, don't we? I think that, you're right, that is the collector's edition. Well, that's gorgeous, all from Carolyn. And then we have Sue. Now, Lorna's aren't here because she's actually going to show you hers later on. And Kerry's aren't here, unfortunately. I think the postal strike got the better of those, but they are on our Facebook page, and also we managed to show them on Julia's show yesterday. So I really love these from Sue. Look at that, music in the background, Luscious to colour in.
Christine's
gorgeous.
Asked about putting all the samples in an album on Facebook, so we'll have to do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that would be brilliant. Yeah, we can do that. Good idea. Thanks very much, Christine. So Sue has actually used the poinsettias and done it with shrink plastic, and it looks fabulous. Look at that, just brilliant. Really, really lovely. Lots of work in that. And then we've got Ho 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 and our skinny Santa, our tall Santa. I love the colours in this. Absolutely love the colours, and that cute little gnome or Santa helper. And again, really good use of fairy lights and a beautiful one to finish off on. So there we are. So those are some of the samples. Alfie, could you swap me over to our overhead, please? That's lovely, thank you. So what are we going to start off with? I'm going to start off with showing you our rice papers, because I know some of them are sold out, but I'll just go through all of them. So here we go. So these you order via a number, so get your pencils and paper out. So this is the traditional Santa, which is gorgeous, so you get quite a few on here, and this is number 57. Then we go on to number 60, and there's so much you can do with all of these images, you know, with candles. I've done glassware, mugs, all sorts. This is number 63. Then we've got 73, a favourite of mine. I absolutely love this, really love it. That's beautiful. Then we have...
These are the two deer ones, I think, are out of stock. Oh, the fox is okay.
Oh, so this one and the other deer one are out of stock at the moment. Okay, so we'll get them in as soon as we possibly can, but they're on holiday at the moment. The company, the rice paper company. So that's number 318, but this one is in stock. This is 322. I adore this. This is just beautiful. That's what I did the little candle holder in, and I love this because there's so much going on that you can use it for all sorts. You can use it for candles and the plate, the glass plate, and all sorts. So
57, there's only one left.
57, there's only one left. So grab that in your, put that in your basket straight away if you want that one. 57 is this one here, our lovely traditional Santa, which he's gorgeous. But as I say, we will be, if you didn't manage to get that.
And there's 4 left of 60, which is that one.
And there's just 4 left of this. I knew it was going to be busy this weekend, so grab them while you can. And if you don't want to wait for your stamps, order them straight away. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do something clean and simple. Yes, I know this is going to be quite a laugh for me. Very, very unusual. Just put those to one side. There we go. Let me get my stamps at the ready. So we're starting off with clean hands and a clean piece of paper. And what I've done is I've done some masks. So I've stamped out these 3 lovely parcels onto some masking tape so that I can actually just, and I've just put them on a strip of our paint mat, and then I'm going to attempt I say attempt because you never know how this is going to turn out. Okay, so what am I going to use for this? I'm going to use our tall Santa, this one, and I'm also going to use the parcels as well, and I'm going to use my lovely Luscious. So they actually come like this. Just grab my box, just bear with me 1 second while I just bring these out. So they come like this, and they are wonderful powders. So I will tell you a little bit more about them later on when I'm using those, and I've just put them into a palette. I'm also going to use some Welsh Slate. Welsh Slate is brilliant. It's a translucent paint, and it's brilliant for doing shadow work because it's just absolutely perfect. Please excuse me while I have a little sip of my tea. Sorry about the sound effects. We've just put that up a little bit for you. Righty-ho, and I've also done... Thank you. I've also done a little one of him as well. So let me just cut him out. I actually don't need all of this cutting out. It's just this area that I need to use. So that's him ready for a mask. Right, ready to go. Okay, so you can tell I'm nervous about doing this. I don't normally do clean and simple, but I just wanted to have a go because I wanted to show you how to mask and stamp, because we haven't done this for such a long time, and it's one of the skills that is so good to use. So I'm going to start off. I want to do a pile of presents. So how do I do this? I start off by doing the stamps at the foreground. So I'm going to do one about there. Okay, that's lovely. Then I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to change them over because I'm going to use them multiple times. Now I'm using VersaFine. And this one's going to go about there. Okay, that's lovely. Now I want to clear emboss them at the same time. So I'm going to get a piece of card to catch my embossing powder, and I'm using super fine because that will show up all the lines beautifully. See how filthy it is, but I've just been using it for years. You get loads in a pot, and this is a super smooth embossing powder as well.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Just move that up a little bit, and I'll just get my Monster to just heat that up. Normally you would use a heat tool, but I use this just because it's so super fast. I don't recommend you really buying them because they are quite dangerous. They're actually designed to melt paint off walls. Right, so we've got those two now. So now I'm going to get one of my masks and cover these up, and we do that so that we don't stamp over the top of it and mess the design up. So that's going like that, and then I'm going to get my little stamp here, just swap that over. So this is the little parcel, and again I'm using VersaFine for all of these, and then this is going to go in the middle here, just a bit higher up there, so you can see that that's going to go look behind, and then I'm going to just cover that one up, and I'm going to go behind with my medium one. So they're all covered now, so I can go ahead and stamp those, and again I need to cover that one up, and then we're going to go with our tall one again, and he's going to fill in that area there. could use this one here, but I'm not going to because I've already done a mask for you. And then finally this little one on the top there. Okay, we take all the masks off. There we are. That bit of paper there, don't know where that came from. And again, I'm just going to put some embossing powder on that. Now, why am I doing that? I like to do that when I'm colouring in with my Luscious, because it makes the colouring in so much easier and it retains the black lines. There we are. So you can see now we've got a lovely pile of presents. Ta-da! And I've only got a little bit of fingerprints on, honestly. Just a little bit. But I'm going to cover that up in a minute. And then I've got my Santa as well. So I have actually already done one, but I can actually stamp him as well. So he's going to come from my tall Santa. Pop him onto the, I want a big one there. And he's going to come in with some VersaFine there. And he needs to go quite close, I guess. He needs to balance up actually. I'm going to move him a little bit to the left so that it balances the space. I can't believe I'm actually doing this live. Clean and simple. I should leave it to the experts really, shouldn't I? There's plenty of people who do clean and simple so much better. But I just wanted to do this pile of presents, you see. I've just had it in my head since I've designed the stamps. So let's just give him a blast. It's lovely how people come on board and actually know each other and just say hello to each other as well. That's really nice. So the sort of meeting, the meeting at our little demo, which is lovely. So I'm just going to pop these back on here and leave these for another day. Make sure I put these back in the same place because when we're doing lots of demonstrations, it's easy for me to just... I haven't got a rag, Alfie. I don't know where I've put them. Okay. Not that I expect you to go running off and finding me one. Don't worry about that. Good, because you're not going to. And then I'm just going to place him over. Now, the reason why I haven't cut him all out is I only need this section here because I just want to get one little present. There we go. That'll do. And I want this just sort of poking out as if he's holding it behind his back, like so. There we go. Let's have a little bit of that on. Okay, don't attempt that. We'll get it all over you. There we go. And get that blasted. Excellent. Right, so let's just tidy up a wee bit, give myself some room. Excuse me. Let's put that away. Lovely. Right. Okay. So let's get a nice brush. Get my luscious out. So, okay, what have I done with these luscious? So our luscious come, as I said, as a powder. They are pigments, powdered pigments, and they are mixed with mica powder, which gives them a sparkle. And I sometimes use like iridescence as well, and mix those in at the same time. And there's raspberry. Yeah, we'll use raspberry. And we don't put any fillers in at all. We just put a binder, so there's no bulking agents in here. So it is like pure pigment and mica and binder. So what I've done here is, because it's water soluble, and also you can reconstitute it, so that's why I've been able to make up a palette here of all of my, well, some of my colours. This is raspberry, which is a lovely red. So what you do is you take your brush, you wet it, and you swirl it in the powder. It picks up some of the luscious, and then you just put it into your palette, and you continue to do that until you've got plenty of colour with a creamy consistency. So you don't want it too thin, otherwise you're not going to see the vibrancy of the colour. And you don't want it too thick, because then you won't be able to use a brush. You can actually put these in a spray bottle, but I would recommend that you only mix up enough for that day and then throw away any excess, because it doesn't have any anti-moulding agents in here, because it's a powder. So you really don't want to be keeping this more from a spray for more than a day. But obviously when we mix it with water like this, this is completely fine and inert, and we do have the proper additives in here. So there we go, we've got a lovely, rich, creamy consistency. And then at the end of the day, these pans will dry out. And then when you want to come and use them again, all you need to do is just add some water, mix them up, and away you go. Excuse me. Let me just take a drink. There we go. So the reason why I like putting a superfine embossing glaze on these is so that it's really, really easy to paint, because it rejects and resists any water or colour, so it retains all of those lovely black lines. Because if I didn't do any embossing on it, the luscious would cover up the black lines. And these are my new favourite beautiful paintbrushes. I absolutely adore them. I think the quality of them really belies the price. When Alfie got them, I was really surprised at how good they are, you know, for the price of them. The brushes, yeah. So you get a whole set of them. I've got some of them here. Where have I put them? So I'm using the 2 rounds at the moment, and they go to a really, really fine point, as you can see, so you can really get into tiny little details. There's also a fan brush, which is my favourite splatter brush as well, so those work really, really well. How much are they, Alfie, for a set?
The set is $14.99. I've just put a link in the chat.
So $14.99 for how many?
There's 10 brushes.
You see, that's ridiculous. That's $1.49 per brush. And I'd easily pay minimum £3 for a brush like this, minimum. But they're worth a lot more. So I would definitely recommend them if you need some new brushes.
Or some spare brushes.
Or some spare brushes, Alfie says. But yeah, they're lovely. They're lovely to work with. And very, very intuitive. The way intuitive. How can brushes be intuitive? That's rubbish. Am I talking rubbish? They're just nice. Okay, so I'm using this raspberry, and you don't have to be really neat with it, because the line work just stays vibrant, because it rejects any of the water of the Luscious as you paint close to it. It just, see, if I go over the top, it will just slowly reject it, which is great for me. Okay, so we've got his coat on, his boots and his hat. Now I want to just do a little bit on his face. So I'm going to use a matte colour, which is, this one's porcelain. Oh, he's going to be a bit pale, isn't he? Let's do, mind you, he is from Finland, so he will be quite pale in pallor. So I'm just going to use a tiny weeny bit of porcelain, add some water, because these are, all the paints are really strong, and I'm just going to add a little bit to there, around here, and again, let me just take off a bit of that so you can see his eye. There we go. Okay, so that's just a tiny bit of porcelain, or whatever colour you've got is good. I think a little bit of rouge would go a long way to give him a little bit of a healthy sort of cheeks. There we go. Nice ruddy cheeks. There you go, Santa. Righto. So that's him sorted. Gosh, I'm going all right. And then all you need to do is just colour in all the rest. Now I'm not going to sit here and do all of them, but can you see how the colour, oh, I'm going to change that to a darker colour. So this is in the navy, and can you see how I'm just going over the lines, and then they're going to be rejected by that clear embossing powder. So it makes it colouring in really easy. Now, a little trick, let me just clean my brushes before I do anything else. So when I was doing this, prepping this, just make sure that that's got all of that paint off here. There we go. Clean your brushes straight away and just dry them on a cloth and leave them horizontally, and that way they'll keep your brushes really nice and clean. Right, so if you've got any fingerprints like I did on my other prepped piece, I just did a few extra splashes with a pen. Let's get rid of this. Just like this, and then it just looks like it's part of the image, because I have got little dots and splashes around my images. And then instead of doing like a border of ink, I've done actually a border of squiggly lines, which I really like doing. And I found old sketchbooks of me at school, can you believe, and me doing squiggly lines like this. I think it's because all of those geography lessons, colouring in maps. That's the only reason why I like geography. It was colouring in all the maps. And just do that all the way around. And then you can come in with a colour. What should I use? Let's use a contrasting blue. So this is Sparkling Waterfall here. And then you can come in and just really quickly just go down the edge. If you want something quicker, obviously I'd do something else, but I think this is really nice, calming, mindful technique. Just think it looks really cool. So you can do that all the way around the edging, and then you end up with something like this. Okay. Just put that out of the way. Alrighty. And you can see where I've had odd bits of fingerprints and smudges. So I've just, as I say, just put some odd extra little dots here and there. And then I want to do a bit of grounding, because he's floating in the air at the moment. So what I'm going to do is just use a bit of Welsh slate. So I just need to wipe my brush. There we are. Bit of water. Quite a bit of water. There we are. Translucent paint is brilliant for this, because you can see through it, obviously, and it just doesn't cover up any of the line work at all, and it just gives you a hint of colour. There we go. And we just put a little splash of that underneath. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit. And then can you see how that grounds him an awful lot more? There we go. So let me just pop those in there, get rid of the Welsh slate, and I'm just going to clean up that paint before I get it all over the place, because I know what I'm like. Or just make an absolute mess of it. So, did anyone see the demos that Julia did yesterday, or have you watched them on catch up? Because they looked really cool.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of people saw.
You just put my phone back on, Alfie. It's just turned off. Thank you. Right. So I think finishing off, it needs a background, definitely. So this is like it's what I had in the drawer, to be honest. It's not as if I really gave it much thought. So it's like a navy colour. So I've obviously not wiped my grab and go, so I'm just taking off that bit of glue from the top. Then you turn it and it releases the glue. This is fantastic for everything, actually. I use it for all my MDF. That's why I did it in the first place, but it's a quick dry, a quick grab. There we go. So you just need to hold it down for about 3 seconds, and then it's good to go. So it's great for making flowers and stuff like that. And then just twist that, and it pushes up all the excess glue. And that's the thing to do, wipe it, which is what I forgot to do yesterday. Okay, so we just need a sentiment. And I've just stamped out "Sending You Love This Christmas." So that is from the Tall Santa here. And I've just mounted it onto a piece of card that I've coloured in the same colour as this, which is Sparkling Waterfall. And I think that just on there is fine. Just a tiny weeny bit. Oh, let me just open my glue. Any comments or questions, Alfie?
No, all good so far.
All good, excellent.
Maureen from Maidstone says she enjoyed Julia's shows.
Oh, good. I mean, they were great. She's great, Julia. There we go. Yay! I actually managed to do something that's not got too many fingerprints on it. Can you do me the other camera, Alfie? Yeah. And I'll show everyone. There we go. So just come in close so you can see all of that. There he is. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. But I think I might just leave the clean and simple to those who do them naturally. I've done it now, so so I'm going to leave that. Leave that well alone. Okay, so what shall I do next? Let's go on to have a go with our poinsettia collage. So after excuse me, after yesterday's shows, we took ourselves off to Lincoln, didn't we, Alfie?
Good.
And Lincoln on bank holiday weekends celebrates their steampunk weekend, which is, I think,
the bank holiday, just the August one.
The August bank holiday, yeah. Sorry, I beg your pardon. So the August bank holiday, it's the massive steampunk weekend, and it's just organised by, oh, what's the name of the organisation? Can't remember. But it's the biggest in Europe, and it is just fantastic. And there's people from all over who come all dressed in steampunk outfits, or any outfits at all. Whatever you like is good, and it's just brilliant. So I will post some of the photos that we got, but I was just too agog at looking at everyone. We took the dogs, didn't we? And the weather was absolutely perfect, and we had a wander around all the stalls. There's lots and lots of stalls. So this is in the city of Lincoln, in Lincolnshire, in the West Midlands, East Midlands, beg your pardon. East Midlands, what am I talking about? So there was loads of stalls. There's people who hand make all kinds of stuff, from leather work to, in fact there was a stand that sold leather actually, jewellery, clothing, all steampunk themed. It was just fantastic. There's music going on. There was a steampunk band which were just amazing, weren't they? It's just, the atmosphere is really lovely as well, because all these steampunkers come together and meet at all the different steampunk weekends, but this being the biggest. And so there's such a lovely, warm, friendly family atmosphere. It's just fantastic. The dogs got lots of cuddles as well, didn't they? Loads and loads of cuddles, which was so nice. And it was brilliant. And our friend Ian has a stall there as well, and he sells the most incredible steampunk machines. But if you ever get a chance to travel to Lincoln on the August bank holiday, that's a must, an absolute must. And it's on Saturday, today and tomorrow. If you live within a couple of hours drive of it, go for it. Look at this.
James said, did you see Belinda and Sam?
No, didn't. I mean, there were thousands of people there, weren't there? I'm just going to put this on the main camera. So this is actually stamped onto Super Smooth, so you can really see all the line work beautifully on that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I'm really, really pleased with it. It's got maybe about 20 layers on this. I really enjoy doing collages. Okay, so let's do a bit of colouring. So if you don't like putting too much effort into colouring, this may be the one for you. So I'm going to use some hot cocoa, because I like the sort of browny background. This is a red based paint, so you're going to get a really nice warm look to this. I've used far too much paint. Again, I do this all the time. Just take out enough for a rice, the size of a grain of rice, and then what am I doing? I'm adding loads and loads of water, because it's so concentrated, especially this colour. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off in the background, and I'm just going to go round here like this in the background.
Just move up a little bit.
And I'm just going to then just pull out. And you know what I forgot? I forgot to clear emboss it. So I'm going to have to be a little bit neater than I normally do by sploshing it on. So you start off right near the flower, so that's the most intense colour, and then when you just pull out, it gets a little bit thinner paint as you pull out. So again, just really nice and strong by the actual poinsettia, and then just pull out. And you can see that I just I turn it around as I go, and then I'm not going over myself. There. So it's just a case of splashing it on, really. You don't have to be really neat. That's the style I'm going for. And then over this Moroccan trellis. I love this. I've used this so much in all of my collages, and I have actually done a stamp just with the Moroccan trellis because I just love it so much, and we have it in our Woodology as well, so you can use it as a 3D. Now those words that you can see, 25, winter and poinsettia, I'm not colouring with the red hot cocoa. Sorry, hot cocoa. It's not red hot, it's just hot. See, that just gives you enough colour, doesn't it? Let me just a bit more around here. And it gives you a real watercolour effect as well, with you just putting bits on. And then if you want to go back in, which I do, and just put a little bit more colour just on the inside here. Like that. Let me just wet my brush, clean that off. I so miss my rag. I'm going to have to find, you see, I washed them all, put them all in the washing machine, and then can't find where I put them. Maybe I put them in the box ready for the next dirty weekend. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, so have you been on one of our dirty weekends yet? They are fantastic. They're such fun. Even if you go on your own, because most people do, and it's just great to sit next to other people who love crafting as much as you do, and we do some fantastic techniques, and just we have such a lovely time. You get to play with loads of stuff, you get a nice kit, and it's just
we've got new ones, haven't we?
And we have
Use
got
your own stash.
And we have got virtual ones, so not just in person, because we've got Maidstone and Exeter coming up, but we've got virtual ones as well. So you can actually join me on Zoom, and we spend the day together, or 2 days together, or whatever, making beautiful things or learning fantastic techniques. And we've just launched 6 new ones, and those are using your own stash. So because a lot of our customers were coming on multiple classes, and every time they came on a class we'd send them a huge stash of colours and things, and then I got to the point where I'm sure they've already got these colours, you know, so we'll do one using their own stash, which is great because then you know you're not paying for a kit, as it were. So I'm coming in with the red hot chili. There we go. Let's get some water in that. And this is a translucent as well, so you can see that I'm just going over all the lines. First of all, I will just do one wash of the solid colour, and then I'll show you how to oh, I don't want it on there, that's part of the green leaf. Okay, so a bit of water on there, just dab that off. There we go. Okay. Yes, so the classes, I think Alfie will have put a link on, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant, thanks darling. Which are great because if you know, some of our lovely customers live in far-flung places, America, Australia, Cornwall. So it's really great to be able to get onto Zoom and be able to do a class together. And because it's live, it's a live Zoom class, you get to ask questions and talk about all sorts of things that you might like to know.
I think people sometimes are worried that they're constantly going to be looking at the screen.
Oh yeah, no, you're not constantly looking at a screen. Most of the time you're just looking at what you're doing. And the only time you're looking at a screen is when I do a demo, because what I tend to do is I will do a quick demo and then you go off and do your thing and I come and basically chat to you. I put you into small rooms so that you just sat down with maybe 5 other crafters, and then I can come into that room and have a chat with you and check everything's all right, and you can ask me questions. And all the time you're actually looking down at your work. You're very rarely looking at the screen because you're working on your own stuff. And as I said, you only need to look at the screen when I'm doing a demonstration. And the maximum amount of time I've done a demonstration is 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's usually a lot shorter. So, so yeah, don't think that you're looking at a screen all the time. Definitely not. So here we go with putting on a second layer, and you can see that you can build up the colour beautifully to whatever depth that you want. And I have done another one, and this one I remembered to do the embossing on it, and I've actually put quite a few layers on. But what I've also done is I've actually come in with some yellow. So let me just get my daffodil out. So this is translucent colour as well. And then let me just clean my brush, get a little bit of this and add some water to it. I know my brush isn't clean. I'm mixing in red with it. So we're getting a warm yellow. And first of all, I'm going to just do the compass in the background.
That's true, Lorna says. You get a front row seat as well.
Yeah, you do get a front row seat, Lorna. Well done. How's your holiday been, Lorna? She's been away in a camper van.
And she's rushed back to do her thing.
Yeah, she has. Bless her cotton socks. She's absolutely brilliant. She's rushed back from a holiday so that she can do your Facebook Live this afternoon. So with this yellow, what you can do is you can just add a little touch. Can you see how that, I'm going to put the main camera on so you can see, there we go. So the colour there is where I put the yellow. Let me just put a little bit more on. Let me choose this little one here and this one here. Okay, so you can see, there we go. So the yellow's gone on top of here and that little one there. So it gives you a layered colour look, so that it goes more orangey, gives it more depth. Okay, back to my desk, darling. Thank you. And then you can add a little bit more red on the tips. You can, of course, if you want to really deepen it, you can mix colours. But I just prefer to put the yellow onto these, just where the highlights are. That's great. I'm not going to fuss around with that too much because you know where I'm going with that. And then I have
Valerie's asked. I don't know why I'm not seeing all the questions for some reason, so apologies for that. Valerie's asked, can the gnomes go in the garden?
The gnomes can go in the garden, absolutely. You just need to, when you finish painting them, you just need to put a marine varnish on it. Just go to your local DIY store and ask for an outdoor varnish that's going to, I think, what's the name of the, no, just ask for an outdoor varnish. So just give it a few coats of that lovely outdoor varnish and they can go in the garden, absolutely, yes. But you need to, I would put a few coats on to make sure you protect it, and especially the cut edges. Those are the vulnerable bits, because it's made out of Medite, not marine ply, so it's it needs protection, definitely. Okay, so we have some green on here, which I've used Racing Green, and again I'm just going to put a few coats on here, and then I really like those tiny bit of In the Navy, oh no, Stroke of Midnight, beg your pardon. I'm going to use my small brush for this. So I just wanted to put a little bit of this blue round those Moroccan edges here, so these shapes, just to emphasize them. And this is Stroke of Midnight, so it's a really deep dark blue. It's like a Payne's grey actually. And then just pick out some of them. You don't have to do all of them. Trouble is, you get into the zone, don't you? And okay, I'll stop there. That's enough. That's enough. That gives you the idea. Okay. So next thing is you just need to tear the edges.
Dee says the new brushes are great.
Oh yeah, they are. Have you bought some, Dee?
I think we did send her some.
Did you send us some? Thanks for ordering them, and they are brilliant, aren't they? And the price belies their quality, really does. I've done that a little bit close, but never mind. I'm in a hurry, because I want to get lots of stuff done for you today. Right, okay, that's that. I don't even know why, I might not even put that on because I like the way that is. And then all I'm going to do is just pop it on here. So what I've done is I've got a couple of sheets of card, I've got a scrap of fabric here, a scrap of ribbon, just to add interest, and this little scrap here is just gorgeous because it's got that red and grey and orange in it, so I just thought that was perfect. Really should wait until this is dry, but I'm just going to go for it. So let's go about there. There we are. I think with or without, Alfie?
Without.
Yeah, without. Okay, could you pop me on to the other camera so I can... I know you're busy typing, sorry. There we go. Let me just let that focus. So it could be a little bit neater, but it gives you the idea. And how nice that, there you go, and how nice those translucent colours are. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Okay, just swap my camera back over, darling. Thank you. Righty-ho, what's next? So let me just put these away. and I'm going to bring out some rice paper, methinks. Let me just tidy that up, then I don't put my sleeve in it. And I'll do a really simple rice paper demo. So,
oh well, yeah, Sylvia says not colouring the seed heads in the middle.
No, I didn't, did I? So, yeah, I could have done that, definitely. But I was in a bit of a hurry to make sure that you didn't fall asleep during the demonstration. But yes, you're quite right. And also Carolyn Lakin actually put some beads in the middle of hers, which I thought was really nice, some little seed beads, which was gorgeous. So, so yeah, I'll do that later. Okay, so I am one for a bit of a magpie, like a lot of crafters, and one for keeping nice gift boxes, and I've just used a bit of black gesso just to cover up the name, and I thought this would be a very, very easy rice paper project to do. Now, the thing with rice paper is when you wet it, it goes translucent. So if I put that on here now on a black background, this is going to go all grey and this is going to go really, really dark. So I'm going to put it onto white first so you can see that that's going to be nice and bright and white, and then onto the box. So you can see that I've already used parts of it because there's loads of images on here. So this is number 73 in the rice paper. Let me just move that out of the way and get some clean water. A wide brush is always good, and let's just tear these out. I love using rice paper. It's just so quick and easy. If you're doing making to sell, it's just the way to go. It really is. You can make some really beautiful things out of our rice papers. We've got florals, we've got William Morris, which are incredibly popular. Every time we have them, they sell out. They just work so very, very well. I'm going to put a scrap of paper underneath that. And I'm going to use our Slap It On mat. Excuse the noise. This is my stool that you can hear rolling around. So I'm going to put some Slap It On mat actually on the card. Just any card will do. This happens to be an offcut of watercolour card, so I have to put plenty on because it's going to really, really soak in. And then I'm going to, on the back of my rice paper.
It just so happens that's the only one we've got stock left of, really.
Oh, is it? So that's quite handy. I think this is beautiful because this is just so winter. And I love the fact that you've got loads of these bird images as well. Sorry, just taking a sip of my water. That frog in my throat just won't go away. Okie doke, so here we go. So I'm just gonna line this up. I've done it so that the paper, the card is a little bit smaller than this. If you're going to put rice paper that's already wet down on a surface, make sure it's a non-stick surface, and then it won't come off, because when it's wet it's very vulnerable. Let's get some more Slap It On mat on there. So we do have a gloss one as well, which isn't high gloss, it just gives you a nice sort of sheen, but I must admit I do prefer the matte best of all. And yesterday I did some coasters, which are gorgeous. and I'm keeping them. Those are going out at Christmas. And I did some coasters for my mum, not Christmas themed, it was a different theme. So just be careful that now it is delicate. If you notice, I'm actually just using my nail just to hold it rather than my thumb, because now that it's wet, it's delicate and you don't want to pull off any pieces at all. Okay, so there you have it on white, so that the white just shines through beautifully. So I'm going to leave that to just dry a little bit whilst I just bring in some tags. So I've got some teeny tiny tags. I've got some medium tags, large tags. Now where's that rice paper gone? Here we go. So these are just adorable. All these birds, I've used loads. So with this one, I'm just going to tear dry, and that way you get a really fluffy edge. Oh, look at that, it does actually fit. What a stroke of luck. That was luck, not judgment. So again, I'm going onto the surface I'm sticking it to on the back of the rice paper, and then I'm going to get a little bit more and then make sure I go from the center towards the outside like this. And it looks like I'm really slapping it on, but I'm being really quite gentle with it, because as I said, it's delicate when it's wet, nice and strong when it's dry. And I do believe this company do the best rice papers. The quality of the print is superb. I just really love it. And then what have I got handy? I've got a brown. That'll do. That'll do. I'll just go around the outside. You should really wait until it's dry, of course. And then let me just pop that on there and I'll give it a blast. Wipe down my paint mat. See, we've still got her as well, and she comes with these corners here, so it is actually quite a big image. And then of course you do stamping or colouring or whatever you want in the middle. That'd be a nice image to use. I'm going to give that a bit of a blast. Let's chase it around the table. There we go. So I did have a piece of string ready, but I don't know where that's gone. So this is on my table, so this will have to do. So we will just put that on there like so. Put a few staple kisses on, and then it's just a case of and then you've got a lovely tag. So I've actually done a few here. These are all from the same piece of paper, rice paper. This is from the same sheet. I haven't actually used any other sheets at all. So all of these and I've still got this one left. So now let's get this gift box sorted. I'll just move those. So it's still damp. I would wait until it's dry. And I'm just going to use my grab and go on here. Just put a little bit. With grab and go, less is more, to be honest, because it's a really strong glue. And I always put too much on. And this is such a lovely box. This is going to make a lovely gift box, and it's the sort of gift box that someone's going to keep. And you know, they'll put their trinkets in it on the dressing table. There we go. So that's a lovely, lovely gift box. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tags. Aren't they sweet? Look at these birds. They're just so lovely. They're just really sweet. And then we've got another one which I think would do for a box or a card. Oh yeah, a matching card would be nice, wouldn't it? But that obviously, these could go any time of year, but these obviously are quite wintry. But I just think it's great, beautiful imagery. Really, really nice project to do. And that now looks great on there with it being on a white background. Her the snow looks, and her coat and everything look fantastic. So Art Deco ladies, beautiful. So that's lovely. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do gnome. So let me just pop these in here. I really like that. Oh, you could just give this as a gift, couldn't you? With all those tags in. There we go. Right, let's get cracking on. Sorry about the noise. Right, Alfie, could you find out for me how many snowflakes you get with this? You get a heart, you get a nose,
I think you get hearts with Gnorine.
Yes, you do, with Gnorine, yeah. You do get pigtails.
Bows, obviously.
Pigtails,
and bows.
A heart, a nose.
And then you get snowflakes with both.
How many though?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4, at least 3 or 4 with each. And then I think a star with each.
You get a star with each, do you?
Maybe 2 stars with each, something like that.
Okay, so with the feet,
Yeah,
you get a big...
One foot for one left and one right at each.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah.
So one is a left and one is a right.
Yeah.
The small one. Shut up. The small one is the right hand side looking at her, and I've painted the wrong side again. And the left is the big one. And again, I can't go any further. Yes, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see I've actually painted the wrong side as per usual. There we go. So you get those, and I put all of the snowflakes together in one. So I don't know how many you get. You might get 2 big ones and a small one. You definitely get a star and a heart, and the bows for her hair. I actually broke that. I've got the middle bit here somewhere safe by shoving it in a bag too viciously. So you get loads of those. So all I've done is I've just taken a sponge, just one of these kitchen sponges, and I've cut it up, and then used it to apply the gesso. And you can wash them afterwards, and it's just the quickest, easiest way totally of doing this. So, and I'm going to do a sort of folk arty style one. So I'm going to be using our paints which are matte in colour. So what colours should I do today? Because I was going to match Gnorine, which is Townhouse Teal and Marshmallow, but I could do something different. Should we do red hair? Alfie's laughing.
I'm not commenting.
Why not? I think
she's alright where she is.
You want me to do her just like that? Okay. Alright, I'll demo exactly what I did. It might change. Marshmallow, rouge.
Lorna says Betty the Boxer's fascinated. You've got a new fan.
Oh, I need a picture. I need a picture of Betty the Boxer. I definitely need a picture. Yeah. Please, please, please send me a picture.
Susan says red and blue. Teresa says amber hair.
Amber hair. Amber. Okay. I might go for the orange, you know. Make her a ginger. In fact, I've ended up getting loads of colours out, haven't I? Okay. Right, so should I do some sparkly on her as well? Do you want me to do sparkly?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So I'll do the base first. So as I said, I've used our gesso. I didn't want to show you the pot because look at my gesso. It's well loved, very, very well loved. I've done a lot of gessoing this last week or so. What colour base should I use? I did silver on her before. I've used blue before. Haven't used. Oh, should we go with gold? Let's go with gold. Now, I haven't stenciled anything on. I've just actually laid it on flat, as it were. So I've literally just taken a big dollop and I've just buttered it, basically. Just like this. And the coverage is quite good. It's a lovely soft gel consistency, and what happens is when it dries, that gel flattens and it leaves this beautiful layer of ultrafine glitter, and the adhesion of the gel is superb. And what happens is that you don't get any shedding of the glitter, which is always a good thing in my mind. And it doesn't feel yucky, if you know what I mean. So I'm just buttering it basically. So I don't want to go too near these slots because that's where she fits in to stand up. So you don't want to be filling those because then she's not going to be able to stand up. And we can't have Gnorine lying on her back now, can we? That wouldn't be very ladylike. So just avoid those slots, and there we go. There's no point putting any texture in this because it flattens anyway, which is nice. There we go. And if I've missed any bits, I can always go back later on. Ooh, look at that shine. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, really, really incredibly shiny. It's just amazing. Right, let me just put that somewhere safe. That's...
Just put it on there.
There we go. Alfie's going to put it somewhere safe for me. Don't put it on the floor, the dog might walk through it. Okay. Let me get my brush out of the water. Let's get some colour on here. I think I might do some stenciling on her. That might be cool, mightn't it? Okay. Right, let's start with, let's do her dress. Okay, first of all, let's just put that back on here. And I'll put her pigtails back in. And let's just figure out where her chin's going to be. So I would say about here. There we go. And what colour dress? Let's go with Townhouse Teal that I did before. So I'm just going to scoop out a little bit of Townhouse Teal. Add a bit of water. And I found the easiest way of doing this and the quickest way is with these little sponges. And it's just really, really quick. So this is Townhouse Teal. This is an opaque paint. And if you haven't used our paints before, oh my goodness, you really need to try them. People try them and they get hooked on them because they're just so versatile. That's the beauty of them. They will go onto multiple surfaces. When we first came up with these. Right, so first of all, I'm just going to interrupt myself. I'm just going to get a darker colour to go around the edges. So I think I'll use a bit of Park Lane, or what I could do is put a little bit of grey. I think I'll go for the grey. So this is just the Welsh grey that I used earlier, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on here. Okay, so multiple surfaces. When we first decided to do paint, I was a bit of a frustrated art student way back when, and I thought it was really difficult to choose what paints to go for because they all did different jobs. So when we came to decide that we were going to make paints at Indigo Blue, I went to paint manufacturer and said, I'd like a paint, is it possible, that would do everything? It's a true fabric paint. It also would go onto cork and canvas and fabrics, silk, as well as polyester and cotton, canvas, you know, and do all of those. See how that's shaded nicely with the grey? There we go. And they said, yeah, we can do that. But why? Because you know, you're not going to be selling as much paint. Well, that's not the point. And I wanted it to be really, really pigment rich so that you could add water to it but you have it really, really rich anyway. And no additives and no fillers, please. And they're like, okay, right, we can do that. So that's what we did. So that's her dress done. Told you it was really quick. Let's go and do her hat while that dries. Won't take long to dry. In fact, I'll give it a quick blast to get it going. we go. Let's do a hat next. Where did I put her hat, Alfie? I had it in my hand. There it is! Oh, Tanya Williams. I bought the glitter pot recently. Love it. Oh, thank you. Dee, hi Dee, lovely to see you. My granddaughter was crafting with me last weekend. She loves your paints. Thank you. Oh, Wendy, the best paints. Why spend money and fill up your craft space with different paints when these are effective on all? Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. That's a lovely thing to say. Thank you. Should I go with marshmallow or should I go with rouge? Marshmallow. It's a blue base. It goes better. Okay, so again, I'm just going to
Christine,
give this.
Do you have to heat set the paints if used on fabric?
No, you don't have to heat set them. They actually will cure naturally on fabrics, but it does take a while for them to cure, because if you put them onto leather shoes, obviously you can't iron those. But yes, you can heat set them if you want to do it speedily. Just give them a quick iron with a hot iron and away you go with that. But yes, they will just cure naturally over time. So you can see that this is just so easy to do, especially with a sponge. Ta-da, done. It's probably a bit thick. I didn't add any water to that at all, but let's do our lovely heart in the same colour. I'm going around the edges with this. There we go, and you get a nice texture with it. I like the texture you get. So these are the El Cheapo sponges you get from pound stores. And let's do the bows as well. Oh, other side. These are really sweet.
Just show a fabric thing, couldn't they?
Oh yes, yeah, grab some fabric. Now this is the one that I broke.
Well, it's obviously your apron.
Oh yeah, my apron. Okay, thank you. Where's that? There's the centre bit. Right, what else? How about her shoes? Should we do her shoes? Now I should have gessoed those, because now look, you're getting, the paint will soak in and you don't get as clear a colour. So I'm going to have to waste paint by doing 2 coats.
And can you wash anything painted with them, says Christine?
Yes, absolutely, you can wash them. It's a true fabric paint. In fact, let me just wipe my hands and then I'll show you, because Alfie's got, have you got a bag there as well? Pass me a bag. But yeah, you can absolutely wash them. Once they're cured, so either naturally, I'd leave them for a couple of weeks, or with some heat, like an iron if it's flat, you can wash them at 30 degrees in the washing machine. So if you put the other camera on for me, please, Alfie. So there we go. So this is a class that I did in the back, and you can see that it's really, really soft. It doesn't make it thick or scratchy or anything. And we also did this as well. So we painted it first with watercolour effects. There is a class that you can do online with us at Indigo Blue. And then I embroidered it afterwards, and then this is my apron that I normally wear. So this is another class that I've done, and that's all painted as well. Let me lift that up for you. There you go. And again, it's really nice and soft, and the colours stay really true as well. Okay, so there you go, there's a couple of examples of fabric as well. So yeah, it's really, really versatile. Right, so let me put another coat of these on here because I was too lazy to gesso them. There we are. Okay, I think that's all the pink done. Righty-ho, let me just put those to one side to dry off. They won't take long because it's quite warm in here. Okay, let's bring her back in. Obviously this underneath thing doesn't need doing. Let me clean my palette knife. Okay, so let's get her face done. This goes, heart goes there, so it's just above her eyes there. So I'm going to do, because she's from Finland, I'm going to do really, really pale face. So I'm going to use porcelain, and I'm just going to give her a chin there. There we go. And then whilst she's still wet, let's give her a little bit of cheek. If we hold the sponge so that all the corners are tucked in, like this, we can actually just dab into the wet paint and it will give her nice rosy cheeks. There we go, that'll do. Don't have to do any more than that because she's got a nose that's going to go on there. And I'll neaten that up with the blue as well after I've stenciled it. Clean my brush and let's do some stenciling. So really like the polka dots, but the wavy dots are really quite nice as well. What do you reckon, Alfie? Dots.
Wavy dots.
Wavy dots. Wavy dots. Wavy dots it is. So are we going to go for another colour? Yes, we're not going to go for glitter. We'll go for another colour. Okay, so what should we go for, guys? Should we go for Park Lane? Something a bit darker. Let me just move that up a little bit for you. There we go, that's better. You love the wavy dots, Ellen. Yeah, we'll go for the wavy dots. Okay, so I'm going to use the same sponge. Oh, not much of this left. And we're going to just use the same sponge because I don't want to waste it. And I only need it as far as there because of the feet. And someone did say yesterday that you could use stencil spray, which sounds like a brilliant idea. But I've just got some stencil tape at the moment. But just remember that paint's wet. It's not going to stick, is it? I might have to go over that. That'll do, that'll do. I'll just hold it down. Okay, so I'm going to start off around the edges. I think that's far too wet. So I'm just going to take off a load of paint. That's better. And then just dabbing. So I'm not rubbing, I'm just dabbing it on. And so this is a 6-inch stencil. So just, we'll have to move it across just here. And let's just lift that up and have a look before we take it off. Yeah, that's good, that's good. And then let's just take that off. I'm just going to move it along a little bit just to do that tiny bit here. There we go. Nice. Looks like a wavy dress. Okay, so I've got a little bit of porcelain on there. So I'll probably just need to touch that up. Can I pass that to you? If it just pops somewhere. Got to bring it. He's just holding it, looking bemused. You just run and pop it in the sink for me, please. He's just staring at it like, like, I don't know, holding a dirty nappy or something. Bless him. Okay, so I've got a little bit here that I don't like. So, and the grey still shines through, which is really nice. So, liking that. Alan says, I didn't think we needed a gnome. Changed my mind. I know, they're so cute, aren't they? Right, so next I'm just going to tidy up this bit here. So where's my favourite new brush? So I'm just going to establish a chin around here where my pencil line was. So I just need to follow that because I just made a little bit of a mucky mess of that. You know, there's no getting away from the fact that I am a messy crafter. I've just put my arm in that. What am I like? There we go. There. Now, these are going to cover up most of that, so it's just this bit in the middle, but I'm going to do a few dots on there as well. And whilst we've got this colour out, that reminds me of getting some eyes on there. So I'm just going to use a little embossing tool, and I'm going to use my gesso, white gesso, and I'm just going to dot the eyes in. So I'm just going to do white dots, so into the gesso, and then I'm just going to make them a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, and then when those dry, we'll put some colour in. So I'm just going to clean that off. Excellente. Okay, so what should we do the mitts? What colour should we do the mitts? Should we do those pink as well, or should we do them? Yeah, let's do them pink as well. So because I've already done everything around there, I'll have to use a brush. So let's just clean that up. And my brush is quite wet, so that's quite good. There we go. I think it goes well, the marshmallow, because it is a blue pink. And let's just do this side as well. And I'm leaving the fringe of the mittens just in case I want to do them either white or glittery. We'll decide in a bit. Okay, let's put her to one side to dry for a minute while we get the... Now, be careful that you get these the right way around. Try them out before, because I have actually done... I started doing the wrong side of it. So make sure that they are the right way around. I learn from my mistakes. There we go. So I think we're going to go with the orange, aren't we? Not listening to any advice, I'm just going to go for it. Dee says glittery would look fab. Right, we'll do glittery then. Okay, so I'm going to get another little sponge and a little bit of Burning Bonfire, my favourite all-round colour of orange. And actually Lou Withers always said this was the best orange bar none ever made, any make, which is a bit fab. Oh, look at that. Oh, gingers rule. I have a nephew who's a ginger who's gorgeous. Our eldest daughter is a little bit ginger. Got beautiful auburn hair. And oh, I love my husband. Look at that. He's brought me a cup of tea. Thank you.
And a clean stencil.
And a clean stencil. Oh, look at that orange. That is just delicious. And doing it with sponges is just brilliant. So much easier. And I'm just dabbing. I'm not stroking, I'm dabbing, because that way you get the texture of the sponge as well. I know that you can't see it terribly well on this camera. Oh, drat, I just need a fraction more. It's just run out. Just a teeny tiny bit. That's Alfie opening the Jaffa cakes. And Duke looking very hopeful.
No chance.
No chance, he says. Oh.
Not a Jaffa cake.
No, not a Jaffa cake, you're right.
Oh no.
You won't let me have one. Thank you. Mmm. Delicious.
You've eaten all the biscuits. Oh, there's something in there. Well.
Oh wow, that's good. Good job my paint's non-toxic, isn't it? As soon as I've got it all over my hands. Okay, I want to do some highlights on these, so I'm just going to blast it. You're right, Leslie, that colour is amazing. Great samples, by the way, Leslie. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to use banana custard, and I'm going to use my new favourite brush. That's what it's called, new favourite brush. And then I'm just going to do follow the line of these plaits. So I'm just going to do little S's. There we go. And just soften them with the orange. There we go.
Right there.
Because Alfie's got the Jaffa cakes out, he's now had to go and get some dog biscuits because they're just making him feel guilty that he's eating biscuits without drink.
That's nice indeed.
Over the years you've taught me so many tips and brought me out of my comfort zone. Now we'll try anything and to go with the process. Oh Dee, that's so lovely. Do you know, it's been a pleasure to go on the journey with you, because obviously I learn something every time I teach off everyone. which is just such an honour, and it's really beautiful how we've had people that have been with us for ages and years, and it's, yeah, I've got the best job in the world. Thank you guys, and thank you Dee. So that's just given them a little bit of highlight, and I think then if we just get that grey out again, this is the Welsh slate. Yeah, as I say, we've been with people many years, but it's always wonderful to see new faces as well, and youngsters coming up enjoying it as well. So just a tiny weeny bit of the Welsh slate on the edge, just a hint, does the job. Just to give it a little bit of depth. There we go. You can do as much as you like, just paint them plain if you want. You don't have to do this. I think we ought to give her a pink nose rather than a red nose, seeing as we are doing... Have I got any left on here? Oh yes, I have. Yeah, a pale pink nose. I think that's a little bit more ladylike, isn't it? Just going to do the edges as well. There we go. I'll just put a little highlight on that in a minute. Right, so where we're at with it. So we're not going to do the sparkle until the last minute. Let's do a bit of shading on these, because these look a bit flat as well, don't they? Let's do something on those. Oh, look at that. That's going to look great. Okay, so I might just do a little bit of, because I've got loads of this blue left. Just a hint. There we go.
That's nice coming as well, Lillian.
Lillian says, I never say I can't do that anymore now. I'll give it anything. I'll give anything a go. If it goes wrong, then it's a learning curve and not the end of the world. That's what being part of the Indigo Blue family has done. Oh, that's so nice. You're right, because I'm always saying that, aren't I? There's no mistakes, only lessons. And I had that up in my first classroom, didn't I? Thank you, that's really sweet. It's so humbling, this job. I heard someone say, I can't remember where it was, on a film or something, if you find your passion, you will never work a day in your life. Which I think is a really good positive attitude to have. Oh, you see, that does make the difference, doesn't it? A little bit. Now that was Park Lane. That's what I had left on that sponge. And instead of using the grey, that's what I've used. So I'll just do those as well while I'm at it. Yep, there we go. I haven't done anything with the star. I'll think about that. That is going to be glittery, I've decided. That's good. I think maybe let's do the star in... let's do it in glitter, since I haven't painted it. Okay, so I think the hat needs something. So do you think we should do polka dots, Alfie? No, you don't like the idea of polka dots.
I think one bit of decoration stuff.
Okay, all right. So in that case, I'll just put some of this this blue on, this Park Lane, as soon as I've got it, and it seems to be working with the rest of the. And I'm just going to put quite a bit round here, just to show the shading. Around here. There we go.
Lillian says, why not stamp on it?
Oh yeah, good idea, Lillian. Yeah. Is that a bit too dark there? Let's get that shaded in. Yeah, okay, Lillian, that's great. What shall I use? Let me just just having a think. We could do this one here. What do you think, Lillian? Or I don't think I've got.
Yeah, Wendy loves the idea of me as a known fashion consultant.
I love that.
Don't make the patterns.
Yeah. There's this one. That's a possibility. Has Lillian answered yet? As to the oh, anybody? Has anybody answered?
Teresa says that's snowflake design.
Snowflake.
Rows of Christmas lights. I quite like the rows of Christmas
Yeah,
lights.
I was thinking of that. Okay, we'll go with the rows of Christmas lights since we've got 2 votes for that. I'm lucky now. Okay. One row or a few?
No, like it's wrapped around.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so let's do that. So let's go with VersaFine, and let's have some paper underneath. Mucky desk again. Yeah. Very mucky desk. It's alright, it's the last one anyway. Right, so yeah, let's do this. Let's have some embossing powder, then it'll make it all glittery. And then I could actually colour them in, couldn't I? But that might be an off-screen thing to do. Right, so I know that this goes here, so we don't want that in the way. So we can start off there. Oh yes, oh yes, that's definitely a winner. Three,
Yeah,
and then the
that's
star.
fine.
3. Yeah, it's an odd number. That's perfect. Like it, like it, like it. Excellent, excellent idea. Thanks very much for that. Oh, that works so well. That looks so good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll put a bit of...
Lillian said use Luscious maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Lillian. We're on a roll. We are on a roll. So, Let's have a bit of In the Navy, out of the blue, sorry, out of the blue. Let's have a little bit of that. We need an orange. So this is orange, I think. Oh, that's watermelon. I haven't got my orange in this palette, it's in the other one. So we'll use watermelon. It's just a bit thin at the moment. I just need to get that nice creamy consistency. Oops, too much on my brush. Come on, a bit thicker. There we go. And of course we need a nice yellow. Should we go for Bottle Sunshine or should we go for Buttercup? I think Buttercup. Just bear with while it just gets going. There we go. Oh, yeah, that works. Just put a little bit in there, and again, the reason why I've clear embossed it is it resists the luscious and just looks fabulous. Yay, like that a lot. Okay, put it on the forward camera please, Alfie. Look at that. Let it just focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Excellent. That's lovely. Right. So we now got our gnome. We've got those. I'm just going to change the camera. Overhead. There we go. Okay, so let's start putting this beauty together. Oh, she's turned out so much better than originally. Thank you so much for all your help, guys. Right, so where's my grab and go? So I'm going to put this on here. Now, if you put too much glue on, don't worry, because if it squishes out, it dries clear. Alright, so that's her hat. This bit I am going to I'm going to stick on now, but normally I would put the glitter on first, let that dry and then stick it on, but I am going to stick it on now just so that it's all together and you can see her put together. Alright, so that's the sort of furry faux fur lining to her hat. The same with this little star. Again, I would normally do this first, then stick it on afterwards. So again, just hold that down for a few seconds. Then we need her pigtails in. I have to say I've had such a lovely weekend doing this. Oh, I've put it on the wrong side. No, I've not. No, I've not. It's right. It's right. There we go. Oops, bit of glue showing. Where's the bows? There we go. Let's have the little bows on. and this one that I broke. So let's put that bit on first. Oh, sorry, I'm out of shot, am I? Probably got enough glue on there actually to hold it on already. So let's just pop that, whoops, put that there. I'll clean that up. There we go. Oops. Okie doke. Now, feet. So, I think that Park Lane round the edges looks great. It just gives it a little bit more depth, doesn't it? There we go. Do you know what I've done? I've put the blooming, I've put the pigtails on the wrong side. I'm sure, but it looks, oh, I'm going to get away with it. It looks alright. But I've definitely put them on the wrong side. I'm sure they actually come in, don't they? Oh no, they do go out, but I think they're the wrong way around. I think they should be like that. Oh well, I've done it now. No one will notice. She says, no one will notice. Right, before I put the nose and everything on, I just want to do a couple of things, right? So I get my pointy tool back. Let's just close my glue up and wipe it like I forgot last time. And I'm going to get the Towers Teal back out. And I'm just going to get a little dot of Towers Teal. There and there. And then she's got nice little blue eyes. So when you get yours, you'll have a little engraving in there. And you'll see the eyes are little circles for you to colour in. And before I do anything else, I just want to put a little bit of a line on her mouth. Now, I don't trust myself to actually draw a line with my pen, with my paintbrush. So I'm just looking to see whether I've got a pen that I could use. I haven't, not in reach. Okay, I'm going to risk it. Let's see whether I can manage to do it. So if I hold my wrist and just do a little, yeah. Okay, so my hand's a bit shaky. It's not perfect, but neither are our faces. There we go, nice big wide smile. Clean my brush. That's going to go there. Before we do, I'm just going to get my gesso. I do like to do highlights, and I'm just going to do her a little necklace just to cover up where I've actually painted that in, because I think it looks a little bit messy. So this is a really good cover up, I think. Okay, so maybe it's not that messy, but it just adds something to the top of her dress. A little bit of lace. There we go. That's good. Let's get her heart stuck down. So this could go on a hat if you wanted, but I quite like it here. There, we'll put it there. And then I'm going to just do a little highlights on there. Let's do highlight on the bows, on her slippers, on her mitts. There we go. Okay, so I think we are ready for, oh, her nose. We need a highlight on her nose. So let's stick that down first, and then we're going to do the glitter as a final thing. Oh yeah, I'm glad we did a pink nose rather than a bright red one. I think that's so much nicer. And then let's do a highlight on her nose. There we go. You could put some on her pigtails if you wanted, just little ones here and there. Okay, so last bit. Thanks for your patience, because this has taken a long time, but as a project I think it's really quite quick. So I'm just going to put her sideways on. What colour did we do the base, Alfie? Was it the gold? Was it the Gold State Coach? Okay, so let's do normally I'd do silver to go with all of this, but gold is a nice contrast. So I'm just going to take my spatula and I'm just going to, it's quite too much that, okay, too much. Just going to put that on here. You can do it with a paintbrush as well. You just need to scrape it on, really. Probably too much, but hey, you can never have too much glitter. And again, I normally do this on its own and let it dry overnight so that I don't stick my finger in it. And then I stick it on when it's dry. But I just wanted you to see what it looks like.
Can I put that on with a brush?
Yeah, I just said you can put it on with a brush if you want. Do you want me to use a brush, Alfie?
Yeah,
I'll use a brush.
New brushes. Oh, one of your old brushes.
I put my new brushes over there. I can't get them at the moment because I was saving them for best. Yeah, you can't save things for the best though, can you? There we go, just paint that on. But I like a thick layer, you see. Also, what you can do is you can put some of this on. See, it's just going on the brush. That's why I like a palette knife. What you can do is you can put the gold on first, and then if you want, you can actually sprinkle over some of our unicorn sparkles. That would be nice, wouldn't it? There we go. So when that dries down, that'll be lovely. Oh, the sparkle on that. And then finally, okay, I've just got a tiny bit to do, Alfie. Just the cuffs here, because Dee said the cuffs needed a bit of sparkle on it. There we go. And then when it's dry, you just need to stick her into her stand. So the way to do that is literally just put a little bit of the grab and go into the slots of the stand, and then she just slots straight into it. Let me just put those in water before they dry. Let me just, oh, look at that. Okay, let's go to the big camera. There she is. Oh, isn't she lovely? Oh, there she is. Oh, thank you so much for your help, because that turned out even better than I imagined. I like her dress. Let's come in a little bit so you can see her dress and her sparkles. There you go. And stroke of genius with the fairy lights. That's brilliant. So yeah, just these little slots at the bottom here, they just literally slot into the stand. You just need to put the glue into the slots in the stand and then push her in, and then she's good to go. But I would just like to say I've had a great time playing with you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for supporting us as well. We really do appreciate it, and it's been great to do this exclusive launch on YouTube. Thank you very much, Alfie.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have a look at all Alfie's special offers and everything, because he's done some great things for you. If it's sold out, don't worry, you know, just email us and we'll put you on the list. Okay, we have got more coming up. We have got, finally, Lorna Angwin, who's a brilliant crafter, and she's brilliant to watch, superb to watch. She's on at 2 o'clock, so go and grab yourself something to eat, get yourselves a cup of tea, and join us back here at 2 o'clock with Lorna Angwin. Thanks ever so much, everybody. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye. Say bye, Alfie.
Bye.